That story always gets me.
I know, right?
Are you sure you don't want a beer, Vic?
Not everyone who avoids alcohol is disciplined, damaged, or trying to prove something. In fact, many people who don't drink aren't resisting temptation at all. They simply don't experience alcohol as something necessary. And that difference reveals a very specific psychological pattern that often goes unnoticed. In most social cultures, drinking is treated as a shortcut to relaxation, a shortcut to bonding, a shortcut to emotional release. When someone chooses not to drink, it can quietly disrupt the unspoken agreement that alcohol is required to soften the edges of life. This is why people who don't drink are often questioned, judged, or misunderstood. Not because of what they do, but because of what they don't need. Psychologically, people who don't drink alcohol often show a higher tolerance for unfiltered emotional states. They are more comfortable experiencing boredom, tension, awkwardness, or silence without immediately trying to escape it. While others use alcohol to reduce social friction, these individuals tend to regulate their emotions internally. Their nervous system doesn't demand an external chemical adjustment in order to feel present. This doesn't mean they are calmer by nature. It means they have learned, consciously or unconsciously, how to sit with themselves without dilution. Alcohol changes perception, timing, and emotional intensity. People who don't drink often prefer clarity over modulation. They would rather feel emotions as they are than soften them artificially. Another common psychological trait is a strong sense of internal autonomy. People who don't drink are usually less influenced by group pressure, even when that pressure is subtle. They don't need to justify their choice to themselves, even if they are constantly asked to justify it to others. This quiet independence is not loud or defiant, it's simply stable. Socially, these individuals are often perceived as reserved or distant, but that interpretation misses something important. Many people who don't drink are highly observant in group settings. While others become louder, looser, or more expressive, they stay mentally present. They notice shifts in tone, dynamics, and emotional undercurrents. Alcohol narrows awareness, sobriety expands it. There is also a strong relationship between not drinking and long-term thinking. Alcohol prioritizes the immediate moment. People who avoid it often think in broader time frames. They are more aware of how small choices affect their energy, focus, and emotional baseline over weeks, months, or years. This doesn't come from fear. It comes from alignment. Emotionally, people who don't drink tend to process stress differently. Instead of seeking quick relief, they are more likely to restructure their environment, routines, or boundaries. They might leave earlier, decline invitations, change circles, or simply go home. Their coping strategy is subtraction, not stimulation. This is why many of them enjoy solitude, not because they dislike people, but because solitude restores them faster than social numbing. Alcohol blurs the line between connection and distraction. People who don't drink often want connection without distortion, and if that's not available, they choose quiet instead. Another overlooked pattern is self-trust. Choosing not to drink often requires standing still while others move together. That builds confidence in one's internal signals. Over time, this reinforces a belief: I don't need to do what everyone else is doing to feel okay. That belief extends far beyond alcohol and shapes how these individuals approach relationships, work, and decision-making. It's also worth noting that many people who don't drink are deeply sensitive, not fragile, but perceptive. Alcohol dulls sensory input. Some people experience the world too vividly to want that. They notice how alcohol affects their sleep, their thoughts, their emotional rhythm. And once they notice it, they can't unsee it. Importantly, this psychology is not moral. People who don't drink are not better, purer, or more evolved. They are simply wired, or conditioned, to value internal coherence over external easing. For them, alcohol solves a problem they don't experience as urgent. If you've ever felt out of place for not drinking, it's not because you're missing something. It may be because you're already comfortable with something others are trying to reach: calm, presence, or simply being yourself without chemical permission. And if this perspective resonates with you, If you recognize these patterns in your own behavior or thoughts, consider subscribing to the channel. We explore the psychology of inner worlds that are often overlooked and the quiet patterns behind human behavior. You're not strange for choosing clarity, you're not rigid for choosing control, and you don't need to drink to belong. Sometimes, not needing something is already a form of freedom.